So, I've got a new setup. And to celebrate, I'm going to give you the definitive list of the best films of the past decade. Let's do this. Number 10, Parasite. Okay, so the controversy has already begun. You may be asking yourself, why only 10? Well, let's just put this in perspective. This is a definitive list of the best films of the past 10 years. So Parasite being in that list is not a bad thing. It's a brilliant film by Bong Joon-ho. If you've not seen it, I won't say too much, but let's say no other film has successfully meshed so many genres into one film over the past 10 years. And I'm going to say it for the 20th time on this channel, it's not the director's best film, but it is his best film over the past 10 years. 9, Anatomy of a Fall. Okay, so admittedly, I've not seen The Zone of Interest, which won the best foreign film at this year's Oscars. But how the hell did this film not win that Oscar? It's ludicrous. It's the best film that I saw in 2023 by far. The deaf filmmaking by Justine Trill is enough to make you jealous. As a fellow filmmaker, I'm hugely jealous about just how wonderfully she put this film together. She manages to create a protagonist that we do and don't trust in equal measure. It's just like watching a tightrope walk. It's magnificent. And the performance from Sanjo Hula here is just perfect. It's maybe the top 3 best performances I've seen over the past decade. Number 8, Uncut Gems. Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems.
Right.
The Safdie brothers are this decade's true find. With their 70s influence mesh of chaos, drama, handheld camera work, great dialogue, they are a true sensation. And what's best about their work is their protagonists are actually antagonists. Now, I'm not a huge Adam Sandler fan when it comes to comedies. I don't particularly find him that funny, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, he's okay sometimes, but I always knew he could act. If you think about some of the great actors over the past 10, 15, 20 years, they've all done some form of comedy. Whether it be Ryan Gosling, who occasionally dabbles into comedy, whether it be Robin Williams, who's just was one of the great actors, or Jim Carrey, who's often put in a wonderful turn in serious films. Now, obviously, Adam Sandler comes up with some of the most stupid films you could ever watch. But if you've seen his performance in Punch Drunk Love, you know for a fact this guy can act.
Listen to me. What's your name, sir? Answer me!
What's your name, asshole?
I'm Barry Egan!
How do I know? You could be anybody,
You're a
fuckhead.
bad person. You have no right taking people's confidence in your service. You understand me, sir?
Now, the ending of the film doesn't make any sense. I shan't ruin it. Watch it. But brilliant filmmaking by the next big hope for American cinema. Number 7, The Wailing. Listen, this is a Korean film that simply shouldn't work. Director Nae Hong-jin. 3 films prior to this one are amazing, The Chasing being my favourite of the 3. Now, when I said that Parasite was the best film of the decade at merging together different genres, I may have overshot my mark just a little bit, because this film manages to do it, if not better, at least equal. It's a comedy, horror, political and historical modern day drama set in a small Korean town. I personally hate horror films. I find them boring, I don't find them scary at all, and I sometimes find them quite laughable. But this film is brilliant. It has a wonderful ending, and if you love horror films, you're gonna love the twist at the end. Number 6, Good Time. I have a theory. It's a pretty strong theory, but it's a theory nonetheless. Now, I used to think that the 2 leads in Twilight films couldn't act for toffee. Have you heard that expression before? Can't do something for toffee. I think it's a British expression. I don't actually know what it means. I think I do know what it means, but forget about the expression. The fact is, I didn't think they could act. However, my theory is they're both gonna win Oscars because they can surely act. These guys are absolutely brilliant, both of them. And I know a lot of people don't actually like her, but I think she is terrific and she will win an Oscar. And Robert Pattinson won me over with his performance in this film. Again, like the Safdie brothers do, he's a protagonist and an antagonist at the same time. The Safdie brothers will have a hard time beating this film in their career. It's electric. How they manage to keep you sticking with their disgusting protagonist who makes some wild choices in this film is beyond me. It's genius. And it features a brilliant performance from convict turned actor Buddy Duress, who unfortunately recently passed away, and rest in peace. Number 5, Capernaum. This film is just excellent. It's little spoke of, but highly recommended by me. It's a tale of a Lebanese 12-year-old boy called Zayn and his battle to survive in the slums of Beirut. Now, I watched this film on a whim, on a Friday night. Now, Friday nights are typically my foreign film nights. It's when I take some time out and I really indulge in a number of classics or even modern day foreign films. Now, the reason I'm going foreign films is because I don't like that expression at all, to be honest with you. So I was going through the IMDb 250 list, and this film I think was in there at the time, and I didn't really read the synopsis. I just thought I'm going to give it a try, and it blew me away. The acting from all the child actors in this film is just first rate, and it really puts to shame some really famous Hollywood actors whose names I shan't mention. Give this film a try. It will absolutely take your breath away. And just to note, this film does look stunning. I hate that expression. If you watched any of my videos, you know that I hate film critics who say the film looks stunning, because most films look stunning nowadays. It's pretty hard for a film not to look stunning. But this film actually does look stunning, so give it a watch. Number 4, Whiplash. This is a big statement and I stick by it. Damien Chazelle has regressed as a filmmaker. This film was his peak, and I highly doubt he'll beat this film. It's such a personal story about such a personal subject to him. Miles Teller, who I've grown to like over the years, especially for his performance in The Offer, puts in a fantastic performance as a desperate drummer who will do anything to be the best, and his teacher who will do anything to make sure he doesn't become the best. An Oscar-worthy performance from the always great J.K. Simmons. Every urge Chazelle has to go over the top, he resists in this film. And unfortunately, I can't say the same of his subsequent films, which, honestly, his urges have led him to weird places. In films like La La Land and First Man, and also in a film which is, if you look at my channel and you go to the community page, you see I put a poll out about the film Babylon, which I think is a piece of crap, but it seems like a lot of you think it's kind of 50-50, so hey. As a person who's always striving to be the best, creatively speaking, this film really resonates with me, and it's definitely worthy of this place. 3, Another Round or Drunk. Now, this is an incomparable Danish film that has to be seen to be believed. Now, I've done a video on this film previously in the past 3 to 4 weeks. I'd recommend you watch that video where I talk all about it and I praise it to high heaven. I'm not going to talk about it on this video because you can just watch that video and learn all about it. And if you're still not convinced, I'm going to give you just 2 words. Mads Mikkelsen. If that doesn't convince you, nothing else will. Number 2, Infinity War. Okay, alright, I get it. This list is full of low to mid or mid to high budget films with really dense and deep storylines. And then I put Infinity War on the list, and you're thinking, is this list for real? Hear me out for a second. Do you need to have watched the previous 29 films to really understand this film? Yes. Do you need to like superhero films to like this film? Yes. Do you have to give a crap about action films to like this film? Yes. But I don't care. It's the best action movie I've seen. Well, maybe Terminator 2 beats it out, but I believe that this is a great action movie, especially over the past 10 years. Definitely the best action movie over the past 10 years. From the first scene of Thanos destroying the Hulk to the last scene of Peter Parker / Spider-Man pleading with Tony Stark / Iron Man that he doesn't want to die. This film is a roller coaster. You know what? I really want to watch the film right now. So this list is over. I'm done. I'll speak to you guys soon. Okay, alright, fine. Finish the list. There's only one more left anyway. Might as well finish it. This over here is actually actual wall and I project my films on there, and I could really just do that right now instead of finishing this list. Okay, fine. I'll do the last one. Fine. But before I do, I want to give a big shout out to the following films. Burning, Call Me By Your Name, The Lost, and so many others that I could easily go on about. But this is the top 10, and quite frankly, I'm pretty happy with my list. Having said that, my number one choice is a bit dubious, and I'm not sure if I chose correctly. However, it's a worthy winner of sorts. Number 1, Wild Tales. A Spanish film by an Argentinian director, or an Argentinian film with Spanish funding, or whatever it is, it's in Spanish. It's an anthology film, meaning that there are numerous stories in one, all linked in one way or the other. Now, if you're looking for noticeable names, big special effects, wild moving storylines, you're probably not going to get it here. What you do get instead is simple, effective, brilliant storytelling by a wonderful director. Argentinian director Damien Chazon puts together a wonderful anthology, and it's kind of a wild ride from a film called Wild Tales. You see what I did there? The acting is first rate, and the 6 stories are actually fun to watch. So why is this the best film of the past 10 years? Well, I don't actually know, and I probably should rejig my list at some point. Having said that, and I know I'm kind of clowning on the film, it is a brilliant film. It's well shot, well told, 6 brilliant stories, all well acted, and honestly, for 6 separate brilliant films to all be in one film it's a miracle. Most films can't even do one good story. This film's got 6 good stories. It's a no-brainer. And honestly, again, I do think this is a worthy winner. Having said that, I could swap any of these 10 films and put them into 9, 10, 1, 3, whatever. They're all tremendous films from tremendous filmmakers. So what do you think? Have you seen any of these films? What would be your top 10? Let me know in the comments. Do you like my new setup? Took ages to put together. I'll give you a tour sometime. If you behave yourself. Have you subscribed yet? Please do. I'm hoping that by the time you watch this video, we would have hit 10,000 subs. That would be incredible. As always, like the video, share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with your pets. And until we speak again, big love.